My first game sucked, but that ugly is the reason I can now build games quickly, cleanly, and actually finish them. If you're stuck worrying your first game won't be good enough, you need to hear this. Because perfectionism is the #1 thing that keeps beginners from actually releasing their first game. The point of our first game is that it actually should suck, it shouldn't be good. Your first game is not supposed to be good, but it's supposed to teach you the skills on how to actually finish a game. And there is something that you probably haven't been conscious of before. That is, right now you don't think that you learn game dev by making games. Right now you think you can learn making games by not making games. That's your belief. Because right now, are you making games? Because if you're watching this video, chances are you probably haven't released your game yet. And for that reason alone, you unconsciously think that you can become better at making games without actually making games. And when I say that out loud, it's painfully obvious. Obviously, you learn game development by actually developing games. That's painfully obvious. So we need to make games. And prototypes and games, there are two different things. Prototypes, they can be good for like getting into this and actually learning the basics and everything that leads up to our first game. But it's actually not the thing that we should spend our time on when we actually have the skills to release our game. It should just be a tool to actually practice. So the position you're in right now, we can imagine a cook, someone that makes food. And the position you're in right now is that you're cutting onions, but you aren't actually making full meals. And do you think a cook is going to become better by just cutting onions instead of making full meals? Which one of those is going to make the cook better? Which one of those are going to teach you more? Be honest, is it going to be cutting the onions or making a full meal? Well, obviously, it's going to be making the full meal. And cutting onions, that's like our prototypes or experiments that you're doing right now, or tutorials. But in this example, the full meal is our full game. And when you realize this, I promise you, your skills as a game developer will skyrocket. If you haven't even released your first game, you can't even call yourself a game developer. So you need to understand this. Making games is necessary for game development. You need to stop overthinking and that your game won't be good enough and that your first game should be perfect. Stop the overthinking. Just turn your brain off for a bit. If you want to learn cooking, then you make full meals. If you want to learn game development, you develop full games. It's literally so simple. But our perfectionism just destroys us here and just stops us from achieving the things we want to achieve. Because finishing a game, it gives you so much valuable feedback. And you might think, well, I can get that feedback by making prototypes. But the thing is, when we make our first game, we're going to have so many mistakes. And this all goes back to that one thing you learned from school or your mom. And that's the fact that you learn from your mistakes. Might sound cliche or cringe, whatever, I don't care. It's true. You learn from your mistakes. And when you're making your first game, it's going to be so many things that you haven't done before, and it's going to be much harder than prototypes. So you're going to make mistakes and you're going to learn from them. Going back to the food analogy, it's like watching someone cook. You don't learn cooking that way. You don't learn cooking by just reading a cooking book. It's not how you learn. You learn by messing up full meals. You learn by messing up the dishes. You learn by just making mistakes in cooking. And transferring that to game development, you learn game dev by actually making mistakes. And there is not a single profession where you start off by making masterpieces. Cooks and chefs, they both start off making bad meals. Writers, they start off making bad stories. Musicians, they start off making bad songs. Literally everyone starts off very bad. No one starts off perfect, literally. Literally no profession in the entire world starts off by making masterpieces. So don't think that game dev is any different. Basically all of this comes down to perfectionism. Your perfectionism is holding you back from actually achieving the things you need to achieve and you want to achieve. The perfectionism, it makes you not finish your games. And I'm a perfectionist too, and it was very hard for me to release my first game because obviously it wasn't perfect. And I took a personality test. I think I was 94% perfectionism. So that's going to say quite a lot. Like, I was a big perfectionist, but I just overcome that fear of releasing something that isn't perfect. And it actually skyrocketed my progress. My first game, it was not the best one. It was quite bad, as I said before. But the second one, just much better. It's much better. And I released it much faster as well. I was more effective. It was more fun to work on. Didn't have these moments where everything just felt like bad. In general, it was just much better because I had some experience with making full games. And that experience is not something you're going to get with making prototypes, watching tutorials, or whatever it might be. You just need to say fuck this to your perfectionism, and you need to release your first game, even though it's not perfect. Because I was in your same position, and I released it. I bite my teeth together, and I just released it, and I'm so glad I did. If you just repeat the early stages, making prototypes and experiments over and over, you're never going to learn the full game development cycle. And there's much more to game development than simply making prototypes and making features. You need to do marketing, you need to get feedback, you need community management, you need planning, you need so many other things that you won't learn in prototyping. And inside of Smart Indie, I teach you how to make your full games and actually go through every step of the development process, so you can actually become a real game developer, not just someone who makes prototypes. Also, something that's very important, when you aren't making games, you're just making prototypes, then you won't get a portfolio and you won't get any feedback either. And I promise you, if you don't do this for a long period of time, you're going to feel invisible and you're going to feel demotivated and you just want to quit. We need to get rewarded, and the best way to get rewarded is obviously external feedback and external validation. So just to summarize, perfectionism, it protects your short-term ego, sure, but it steals your long-term skills. So please stop overthinking, stop being a perfectionist, and start releasing your games. And finishing a game doesn't just build skills, it actually builds momentum. Like releasing your first game and finishing it, that's like pushing the first domino. It's going to build so much momentum and confidence, and it's going to skyrocket your progress. Because your brain, it rewards completion. And one finished game, that's a proof you can do it, and it's motivation for the next one. And also when you get feedback from others, especially, that is motivation as well as good advice that you can take to the next game. And that also helps you build the momentum that you need. And when you release your game, you're also just going to get so much valuable feedback. And that's not just good for like the technical things, where you're like, sure, you can tweak this one thing for the next game and do this one thing for the next game. Like these specific things, that's not the only reason why feedback is good. It's also good because we get motivation. We get feedback and we know we can do better, and we know that people care about our game. Like feedback, it's seriously a boost to your game development. Like I love getting feedback and I love getting better and knowing the things I can improve on. For example, in my first game, I got so much feedback, which I actually put into my second game, and that's also why my second game is much better. This also ties back to the momentum, which I talked about before. Getting feedback, it's like a boost, and that boost is going to just compound over and over. So that boost is going to make it easier to make your second game, third game. It's just going to get exponentially easier for every single time. For each finished project you have, it makes the next one easier. You get more confidence, more skills, but less fear. So my action step after this video: finish your smallest game possible, smallest thing that you can make playable and even call a game. Then finish it even if it looks bad. Don't use like days on polishing and tweaking. Just finish it even if it's bad, it's going to be bad. And focus on core mechanics instead of small features and visuals. Like let's say if your game was like Flappy Bird, then you would focus on the jumping and the spawning and the high score and like all these things, but you wouldn't focus on the small things like the UI, for example. Also, I made a program specifically for devs in your situation. And I promise you, if you go check it out, it's going to help you overwhelmingly much. The first link in the description. So I'll see you there.